every woman's dream. He weighs 185 pounds. This is MCM.
MCM, a part of that new youth movement, John, you were talking about last week. Commentators under the age of 21, youth is alive and well here at the Landmark Arena.
Yeah, MCM, just shy of his 18th birthday. Well put together kid here who made his debut back in December to remember as part of our pre-show. Found himself on the losing end of that matchup against Tommy Pinarelli. But tonight will take on Scott Mason, the man formerly known as the Habersham Hero.
Yeah, and regardless of losing that opening match in his debut here, we've seen very impressive things from this young man here. And MCM is looking to cement himself as he grows up and becomes the whole man himself here in the Landmark Arena. And he's got a good test with him tonight, taking on Georgia's wrestling hero, Scott Mason.
The bell rings and we're underway here. In there with the crafty veteran that is Scott Mason. Scott Mason, a man that is no stranger to the Landmark Arena. Scott Mason actually grew up not too far from the Landmark Arena, would spend much of his teenage years as a fan here in the Landmark Arena, watching the likes of AJ Styles and Slim J and many of the great names that have come through this building. And right now is able to etch his name as someone who is competing in that building, and right now shoulder tackle down to MCM.
MCM on the receiving end, down hard. I talked to Scott Mason earlier tonight, asking what his plan was for MCM. He said, I'm going to take the young punk back to school and show him who is really in control right here at the Landmark Arena.
You just saw there a little bit of that inexperience of MCM in the ring. Scott Mason saw the leapfrog coming, able to dodge it, but still, unfortunately, on the losing end of it, furious strikes there by MCM as he goes for his first cover of the match, only getting a 2 count.
MCM right now looking out to the crowd for approval, but needs to stay in on Scott Mason. That's the only way you're going to win this, is to keep that offense. Oh, went for a monkey flip, and right there, Scott Mason, a handful of face, and shoulder right into the turnbuckle, or into the turn post, excuse me, for MCM.
Clearly, it's a battle of a veteran versus youth here in this one. Mason, again, like you said, many for a long time here, a standard here at the Landmark Arena, here in Anarchy Wrestling. And again, with the youth movement that I've seen, this is just from an observation point. A lot of them feel like just because they are now in the ring, they feel like just their name alone is going to be able to get the job done. But no, a lot of them are going to have to go through a lot of growing experiences here. And MCM's getting his first real test here with the Georgia wrestling hero.
Scott Mason getting a near fall on MCM now. And just ready to pound away. He also told me I'm going to rearrange those pretty features, make them unrecognizable. Maybe think twice about stepping in the ring with me. That's what he said.
This is our opening contest here this week on Anarchy Hype on Fight TV. Still to come this week, we have a huge main event. Wild Billy Buck, in his first one-on-one competition since his return at December to Remember, will take on Will Caution. That's here this week in your big feature contest. Also here this week we have the Anarchy Television Champion, Marcus Cross, defending that up against a former Anarchy Television Champion, the matchless Cheater. All that here to come this week, and right now MCM, hit the ropes, but ate the boot from Scott Mason.
Another term of eating defeat right there. It does look like Scott Mason is trying to hand him, but he says no as he kicks out profusely at 2 right there.
Arguing with Daryl Hall now, saying that was 3. You hear the Landmark Arena faithful saying no, that was 2.
And again, this is what one of Scott Mason's unfortunate things that gets the better of him more often than not, his temper. He'd be able to fly off at the handle at any given moment. If MCM can take advantage of that, clearly it's going to give him it's going to turn things around for him to give him the win here in this matchup here. But Mason, just with that ferocity right back on the neck of MCM, trying to crush it there.
MCM right now holding on to that throat after the boot from Scott Mason was driven right into that esophagus and knee right there to the middle part of the back. Scott Mason just driving those knees in there. That's the experience level of a man like Scott Mason. And right now, reverse chin lock with that knee right between the shoulder blades, contorting the body of MCM.
Now, going up against a veteran, John, if you were managing MCM, what is some of the advice that you could give him to overcome what's going on right now?
A lot of times, you can't overcome experience. That's one of the things that you got to overcome. But what I would tell him is keep wrestling his match. Stay with the game plan. Keep fighting your fight. Don't be lured into a false sense of security. And right now, Scott Mason, that elbow right across the trapeze muscles, going right at MCM.
You can almost start seeing some bruising there on the shoulder as Mason just trying to ground down the young man here in this matchup here.
Referee Darryl Hall in there looking for a choke, also looking for a submission from young MCM. Guys, I got to tell you, sitting here and looking at the good looks of MCM, I can't help but think of, guys like Marcus Alexander Bagwell that came from the North Georgia area. Guy who kind of reminds me of. Big back suplex as MCM able to fight out of that one.
And MCM, like you said, John, is only shy of being 18 years old. Think of the future this kid has. The unlimited potential. However, we see Scott Mason with a vicious clothesline.
My God, I didn't think I heard his neck snap off that one. About took his head off.
Oh, wait, he's exposing that knee. We've seen that time and time again.
That bone to bone can cause a lot of damage. You see Scott Mason.
Whoa. I just saw the corner of my eye, and there he is.
Coming into camera shot. Coming into camera shot right now is CT Keys.
CT Keys now, a bone to pick with him after Scott Mason said he's held him back.
Look at that.
And just posing right in front of him.
Showing off for the crowd here at the Landmark Arena. I think the ladies are enjoying this one. CT Keys is a well put together guy.
Absolutely great shape. And again, I've heard of flexing on somebody, but CT Keys in this case literally flexing on Scott Mason here, distracting him, giving MCM a chance to recover in this matchup here.
MCM is trying to fight his way back up to a vertical base.
I don't know how smart that is of CT Keys, taking his eyes off Scott Mason. CT Keys just said one more. And wait a minute, MCM's right up behind him.
Here's your chance, kid.
MCM saying, come on.
MCM does not need to be wasting this much time. He needs to be right on. Wait a minute. Oh, big knee! Big knee! This could be the opportunity that he had. 1, 2, 3. MCM picks up his first victory.
Here is your winner, MCM.
Thanks to the assist of CT Keys, walking around all sides of the ring, just posing.
MCM, this is his first victory here in Anarchy, and it's a big one over Scott Mason.
MCM looking great, taking advantage of the distraction provided by CT Keys. A nasty knee strike right to Scott Mason, throwing him down in one shot and picking up his first win here at the Landmark Arena here on Anarchy Hype. Great match for MCM.
Scott Mason's word just came right back to bite him. CT Keys, there's more to this. I can't wait to see.
We got more Anarchy Hype on the way coming up.